What's up, traders? Welcome back to the channel. Ralphdatrader here, back with another video. All right, today's video is another weekly NQ recap video. Just want to briefly go through NQ from this past week to see what opportunities that were available to us. Also, I do not take all of these trades that I do go over. I'm not able to really bet my chart as much as used to with working my 9 to 5. All right, but I just like to come through and review. All right, and show you guys some opportunities that, maybe if you were at your charts that you could have taken advantage of. All right. So, and we're only looking for trades that are, coming off of the screens. Okay. Trades that are coming off of previous days high, previous days low, weekly highs, weekly lows, monthly highs, monthly lows. And for me, I'm looking for trades that are uh for a signal day trade. And preferably it's just more of the inside day signal day, which price closes in between the previous day's high or the previous day's low. Okay, so those are the only trades that I'm more concerned about. And I'm also, and for me, I don't care what session that the trigger day has happened in. I'm just looking for a setup when it gets to the NY session for me. So if there's a setup that is being presented and everything is being confirmed, I would take a trade. Okay. So now let's get right into this recap to see what opportunities were presented to us during the New York session using a 15-minute time frame. All right. So as you guys can see clearly here on our Monday, we did get a alert. We did get a trigger day here. All right. So our previous day's low was triggered during the London session. Okay. So we want to see what's going to transpire once we get into our New York session. Now, also before we do that, we have to check the news and see what news events we have out. So we did have a major red folder news out at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We had major red news out at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So knowing that we did, for one, all right, we have a reason to come to the chart. Okay. We did get a trigger day. All right. We did get an alert goes off that we have our previous day's low trigger. Now, also knowing that we have our previous day's low trigger, I do not come to the market with a bias. Okay. So just because the previous day's low has been triggered, I'm not coming to the New York session saying that I'm going to buy. All right. That's not what I do. I let price tell me what it's going to do. Okay. So we had our previous day's low trigger during the gap time. We can see that price proceeded to push up. All right. To the selling portion of our 100 pip box, which is from the 00 to the 75 quarter level. All right. So if you seen this, all right, so you did have a short trade right coming right back into our previous day's low. Okay. But for those who are new, all right, and you don't understand this, then I wouldn't advise you to take this trade unless you understand what it is that you're looking for. So for you that are new and just want something that's really, really simple, we're just going to wait until price shows us that it wants to uh either continue with the trend or give us a reversal pattern. Okay. So as you can see, price did come down with a nice 1, 2, 3, proceeding to push through our previous day's low, also coming about, it definitely came 25 to 50 points outside of our 100 pip box, which is the stop hunt. Okay. So we also had our major red news out at 10 a.m., which was this candle. So once we have major red news out at 10 a.m., okay, we want to wait 15 to 30 minutes after the major red news. All right. So this next candle here at 10:15, they give us this explosive candle back to the upside. Now, Stacy always says we do not chase large candles. All right. So per Stacy Burke, this is not an engulfing candle. This one candle was at least about 130 some points. Okay. If we measure this one candle, we can clearly see that it's about 130 some points in this one candle. All right. Even though this candle did engulf this candle, but I would prefer for this candle to be to really stay up underneath the 00 so we can get a better risk to reward. All right. Well, as you can see, it exploded to the upside. So basically, this is the stop hunt candle into the traders that went short here. So once price closed above here, now all I will be waiting for to see if price is going to hold above our 00 level because we are in our buying area of the 100 pip box, which is between the between the double zero and the quarter level. Okay, so as you can see, if you would have just waited, because remember we want to wait 15 to 30 minutes after major red news. So our major red news was at 10. So this was 15. This is 30. We can see prices clearly um failing to break below our level. Then if you want to wait on that hourly rotation. So then at 11 a.m. we get a nice engulfing candle here. And if you want to take an entry here, once this candle closed, you could have done so, but preferably I like to see if price is going to at least pull back, give me some sort of pullback first. All right. And as you can see, that's what this candle did. It did pull back a little bit. So it pulled back at least 50% of this candle, and we could have gotten a better feel down around our quarter level. All right. So this, you could have taken entries in this area right here, could have taken entry somewhere around here if you wanted to. All right. You could have taken entry somewhere around in this area here on this wick as it starts to push back up, but right around our quarter level, and you definitely would have captured your 50 point. So if we take entries, just say we take entries around the quarter level, all right, around 25. All right, we take entries here, and we definitely would have caught our 50 points for the day on that Monday. Right. So just to recap this trade, we had a nice 1, 2, 3 to the low, but then we get this huge candle back to the upside, which is a stop hunt candle per Stacy Burke. Okay, because we do not chase large candles. Now, once price closed above this area, we want to just make sure price is going to hold above our double zero level. Okay, we want to make sure price is going to hold above this level. So if they closed above, they got to retest our next hourly rotation. And then if you look at these three candles here, this 1, 2, 3, this right here is a morning star, which is a reversal candlestick pattern. And as you can see, we did capture our 50 points. So this was a previous day's buy low trade setup. So our previous day's low was triggered. We did have the opportunity to go back. So the breakout, it was a failed breakout. All right. So we had that reversal trade setup, buy low trade setup on that day. So now going into our Tuesday, all right, what do we have on Tuesday? So first of all, we know that on Monday, all right, we closed up high. All right, so we closed in a uptrend. All right, so knowing what trend that you're in is also helpful as well. So you know you closed in an uptrend. All right, and what news do we have out on Tuesday? So we had major red news out at 9:30 and 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So like before, we want to wait until after major red news to see if a setup presents itself. Now, coming into our Tuesday, we can see that price pretty much was just collecting some orders all the way up into our New York session. We did not have a trigger. So, all right, we did not have no alert goes off until about 9:30 when the equity markets opens in the New York session. We finally get an alert. All right, we have our previous day's high trigger. All right, but remembering that we had major red news out at 9:30 and 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we just want to let the market pass and see what sets up. Okay, so we have our alert goes off at 9:30 a.m. All right, then price proceeds to push up at 9:45. All right, then we get our next major red news event right here at 10 a.m. And as you can see, that price did break this structure of this high right here to the upside. And then if you just pay attention, even though we triggered our previous day's high, but there's nothing showing us, okay? Nothing is showing us that they want to reverse to the downside. All right. Nothing is showing us that. We got a nice push up to the upside. Price is holding above 50. All right, we're holding above 50. This is our major red news at 10 a.m. Then at 10:15, we get a pin hammer off of 50 and off of our closing price. So you could have continued this trade with the trend. Okay, this is a continuation trade. Okay, like Stacy said, the market does three things: they break out, they pull back, and they trend. They break out, they pull back, and they reverse, or they break out and go into a trading range. So on Monday, we had a breakout. All right, so they break out and they reverse. All right, then on Tuesday, all right, we break out, but we have a continuation trade. So we could have taken a trade right at 10:30, which is our third hour for a 50 pip move. All right. Then finally, as price proceeds to push up, we go 50 points outside the 100 pip box. Then they give you this engulfing candle, but knowing that you're in a strong uptrend, there's no reason for you to short this back to the downside. We had no low has been broken. All right, we're in breakout mode, and also we've broken out of Monday's high. Okay, we've broken out of Monday's high, which was the opening range. If you guys look for that, even though I don't, but just knowing that you broke out of the opening, the initial balance, opening range, initial balance. Okay, and seeing that you had got this engulfing candle, but clearly you can see that price was failing to close above our previous day's high. Then you had another opportunity. If you missed this first one during the timing window, you got another opportunity once the timing window was over. So you did have another opportunity back to the upside. All right. Or if you stayed in this trade and just, held on for it. But this was a continuation trade. We had our previous day's high triggered, but we did not get any confirmation for a sell high setup. We had confirmation for a continuation trade, right? Now going into our free cash Wednesday, what do we have? Okay, first of all, we want to check the news. So on Wednesday, we had major red news out at 8:15 and 8:30. Okay, 8:15 and 8:30 is when we had major red news. All right. So now, as you can see, when the market uh proceeded to start its trading day on that Tuesday heading into Wednesday. All right, right around the gap time of between Asian and London session, we got a trigger of our previous day's high. Okay, but we want to wait until we get into the New York session to see what opportunity presents itself after the major red news, which was at 8:15 and 8:30. So we then we can see that in London session, it triggered our previous week's high. So we have a double whammy. Okay. So now we have more time frame traders in the market. Okay. So we have our hourly, 4 hour when our previous day's high has been triggered. Now we have our previous week's high is triggered. Now we have the longer time frame traders in the market. So we have everybody sitting at the round table right now. Okay. So once we get into our New York session, all we want to do is wait to see what happens. What is the market going to present to us? All right. You want to trade what you see, not what you think. All right. So even though our previous day's high would trigger, remembering we had major red news out at 8:30 and 8:15. So 8:30 is about, all right, 8:15, this was a news candle. Okay, so we had major red news out right here at 8:15 and then 8:30. But you can clearly see that the market came off of the previous week's high, previous day's high in that first hour, and they gave us a dump to the downside. All right. So they gave us a dump to the downside. All right. We had major red news. Oh, we also had major red news out at I forgot that one. We had major red news out at 10. Okay. So we had major red news out at 8:15, 8:30, and 10. So as you can see, price gave us a dump in the first hour. Okay. They proceed to go sideways. Boom. 9:30, explosive candle back up to the upside. All right. But we have major red news out at 10. So we still want to just sit on our hands. We still want to just sit on our hands and be patient. And we just want to wait and see what happens. Okay. So here's our 10 a.m. news candle. All right. 10 a.m. news candle, and pay attention to how prices behaving at the levels. You can clearly see that prices failing to break below, all right, our 50 level. Look at the rejections off of 50. And remembering that we want to wait 15 to 30 minutes after major red news. Okay, so here's our 10 a.m. major red news. All right. Then they give you this, try to entice you with this bearish candle here. But we're a little bit smarter than that. We can see that prices failing to break below this level. And plus, we also want to see if we want to take the sell high setup, we want to at least see them, give us a stop hunt. So we want to at least see them come at least 25 to 50 points outside of the 100 pip box. Okay. So knowing all of those things, we just wait. Okay. So this is 15 minutes after the major red news. All right. Now we're heading into this is 10:30. We get this nice engulfing. We're clear to take a trade right at the numbers. All right. for another continuation trade. So I know a lot of people say they struggle with continuation trades, but it's just watching the behavior of price at the levels during the session that you're trading. All right. If you just wait for everything to line up, that's all we have to do. We just have to be patient and just wait on everything to line up. Just follow our rules. Okay. We know we had major red news out at 8:15, 8:30, and 10 a.m. So let's just wait, okay, and see how price behaves at the levels. That's it. That's all we have to do. So it's like I said, we had our major red news out at 8:15, 8:30. They dumped it within the first hour. Like Stacy says, if they dump it within the first hour, think pump. If they pump it within the first hour, think dump. All right. Now, this is what they did. They dumped it in the first hour. Market NY session opens 9:30. They explode to the top part of our 100 pip box. Okay, we had major red news out at 10 a.m. All right, they entice you with this candle right here, trying to get traders to jump in. So we did have, other time frame traders jumping into this market probably after this candle. But we know we need to see a stop hunt. We need to see them trade 25 to 50 points outside the 100 pip box before we consider taking a reversal trade. All right. We need to see how price is going to behave. So we had our major red news out at 10. They entice you with this candle here. Okay. They entice you with this candle here, with this engulfing candle here. But we knowing and seeing that prices fell into break above 50. I mean, break below 50. All right. Then we just want to wait 15 to 30 minutes after major red news. 10:30, we get the engulfing for the continuation trade for our 50 points or more back to the upside. All right. So before the 4th of July holiday, okay, you had yourself over 100 points in 3 days. Over 100 points in 3 days. Okay. So now, once we get to that Thursday, all right, which is July 4th. All right, so it was a independence holiday. Excuse me. So no banks are open. So what I mean, it trade at your discretion there. All right. So there's no movement in the market. If you felt like trading, that's up to you. But typically on a holiday, I do not really trade when there's a holiday because there's no movement. But before I get into that, and also seeing that when price did continue to proceed with this continuation trade, we did take out the previous month's high. Okay, we took out the previous month's high. So now paying attention to that, if you just focus on this one instrument, which I typically just focus on this one instrument, knowing that I have, all right, prices in a uptrend. Okay, prices in an uptrend, knowing that we got loans in the market. So if you're paying attention to that, okay, so you have your day one, day two, day three, Wednesday resets. Okay, but knowing that you got loans in the market, all right, we have loans driving the market. Now, there was no trading day on that Thursday because of the holiday. Okay, so now once we get into Friday, we want to see if we have an alert or a signal day. Okay, so once we come into our Friday trading session, we know that price closed as an inside day on Thursday because price closed inside of the previous day's high and the previous day's low. So we'll have a signal day. All right, we'll have a signal day. I also know that price is still in breakout mode. Okay, we're still in breakout mode. Okay, because we've broken above our previous week's high. All right, we've broken above the previous month's high. All right. Now, coming into Friday, we can see that we also get an alert of our previous day's high. All right around that London session. All right. But then coming into our Friday session, what do we have for our news calendar? All right. So on our news calendar for that Friday, we have major red news out at 8:30. All right. So up until about around at 11 o'clock, maybe around like 10:30, 11 o'clock is when everything pretty much clears up. All right. So knowing that we had major red news out at 8:30 all the way up until about that 10:30, 11 o'clock range. All right. So here's our major red news out at 8:30. You can see that with the major red news, you know what I mean? This was a spike. All right. So they hit stops. All right. So they almost triggered the previous day's low, which was pretty much around our previous month's high here. Okay. So previous days low trigger. All right, and we already know from our previous days that we have all time frame traders driving this market, guys. We have all time frame traders driving this market, and as you can see, that price was just pretty much accumulating, right, all the way up into the major red news out at 8:30. So they was just collecting more orders here. We just want to wait and sit on our hands and be patient and let the market set itself back up. So major red news out at 8:30. All right. 8:30. So that first hour they give us another dump. All right. First hour they give us another dump. You can see we get uh they coiling it. All right. They dump it down. We're right above closing price. They engulf it here. All right, at 9:15. Okay. They engulf it at 9:15. But depending on the time frame that you're on, you maybe could have taken a trade before, after the news event. Okay. But if you're using a 15-minute time frame, all right, we want to wait until the market opens up. All right. You want to wait. Just be patient. You know what I mean? If you are experienced, then you do what it is that you do. But for somebody that's more new, you just want to wait until after 9:30 opens. Okay. And like I said, we have major red news from 8:30, and the next clear calendar is around, I mean, the next clear news calendar, next clear news event is around about like 11 a.m. So pretty much you just want to wait until like after 10. So we have our major red news event. We have previous days highs triggered, previous months high trigger, previous week's highs triggered, but we still need to wait for confirmation for a sell high setup. Like I told you guys, I don't come to the market with a bias just because a previous day's high or previous day's low has been triggered. I let price tell me what it is that it wants to do. Okay. So we have all of that. We have all these time frame traders in the market. We have everybody sitting at our round table. We just got to be patient and just wait. So our major red news out was at 8:30, which was this candle here. And like I said, uh they hit the stops on both ends. Okay. Hit the stops on both ends. All right. Then we proceed to continue to push the market up. All right. So this is at 10 a.m. right here. 10 a.m. is right here. They give us another indecisive, more of an indecisive candle because look at the wicks on both sides. We have long wicks on both sides. So this candle does not tell you to short the market. Okay. This is no confirmation to short the market. All right. We're in a strong uptrending market, guys. Strong uptrending market. All right. Strong uptrending market. All right. 10 a.m. is here. So this is more of a news candle to me, like how they spiked it on both sides. All right. Then here, right here at 10:15, we get an engulfing candle. Okay. We get more of an engulfing candle back to the upside. All right. Around 10:30, as this candle here opens up and pulls back up underneath our double zero, we could have taken entries here. Okay. We could have taken entries right at our level, stop losses, at our low, wherever you prefer to put your stop loss. But we're in a strong uptrending market. All right. Price confirmed after 10:15, got 10:30. Even if you wanted to wait until after this 10:30 candle and just wait for that next hourly rotation, you could have taken entries here as well. Because we're in a strong uptrending market, even though we're buying high, but that's okay because we're trading in line with the trend. All right. And we're only looking for 50 points. Okay. We're only looking for 50 points. So preferably me, I would have gotten in after all the news events had happened and everything confirmed here. This would have been an ideal trade entry for me right off the numbers to continue for a 50 pip move. All right. So from here, from double zero to here, that's your 50 points. So you're talking about 15, 30. All right. Like in about an hour, all right, about an hour and maybe 15 minutes with give or take, we'll say you had your 50 points. So with that recap on this recap, we can clearly see that if you were available, all right, 15-minute time frame, we had 4 winning days of trading. And it's just basically waiting on price to trigger the extremes, which are the previous day's high, previous day's low, and also giving us one signal day. So 4 days out of this week, just trading in Q, we could have captured 50 points a day and just trading what it is that you see. Okay. trading what we see, okay? Not just because it hits our previous day's high or previous day's low, we're taking trades in that opposite direction, okay? So every day this week, all right, except for that Monday, price did, give us the reversal, okay? It broke out of the previous day's low, all right, and reversed, all right, and reversed back up to the upside. Then after that, it just was continuation trades. So for people that don't understand how to trade continuation trades, just be weary of where price is at, all right, and just understanding how price is behaving at the levels, and then you just wait for confirmation with your confirmations of your pin hammers and your golfins, and just sitting on your hour hands and waiting to after the major red news events. That's all you have to do for a continuation trade, all right? So one last thing I share with you guys, now we can clearly see with NQ that we're in a strong uptrending market. All right, we're in a strong uptrending market. So we know that we're in a strong uptrending market. So we got this is on Tuesday we broke out the previous day's high. Wednesday we broke out the previous day's high. We get an inside day. So then on Friday we have 3 days of loans in the market. All right. So coming into that Monday, we also have no major red news out on Monday. All right. No major red news out on Monday, and we have 3 days of breakout traders in the market. All right. And we have money laying all along this here. Now, that's not to say I'm not saying that the market is going to tank on Monday. All right. Trade what you see. All right. But just to show you guys that we do have 3 days of loans in the market. All right. So if you guys got value from this video, man, just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Share with me with your feedback. Let me know what you think, and just let me know if you guys get any value out of me doing these recaps on NQ, because NQ is the main pair that I mostly focus on. All right. With working a 9 to 5, I don't have time to juggle through many pairs, but I also sometimes do look at YM. Okay, but NQ is the main thing that I trade. So just let me know what you guys think about the recaps. I like to do these recaps because it helps me as well as it help you. And like always, work hard, stay disciplined, and be patient, and know that your time will come. And be the reason someone smiles today. All right, be the reason someone smiles today. Peace and love. Have a good one, fam.